Hi guys, I'm just going to be talking for a few minutes today on a few things some people have been asking me around how do you start suburb research. Look, there's different ways to go about this, but one thing that I thought was interesting and important to share was, I guess, what not to do. And one of those things is don't start by discounting whole cities. So when you read podcasts or when you go through forums like this, when you read magazines or whatever the case may be, the commentary is like sometimes around the grounds. How's Brisbane going to do this year? How's Sydney going to do this year? How's Adelaide going to do this year? Etc. 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 And everyone sort of has their high-level views on how that city is going to perform. But remember, we're not buying a city, at least not most of us anyway. You can't buy a whole city. It's not like a managed fund where you can buy units in a city. We're only buying one house in one suburb within a city. So even if a city does poorly, or even if a city does tremendously well, the performance of your specific investment property is not so much determined by that city alone, but around the local government area and the suburb itself, right? So you can have let's take Brisbane for example. The media's been hyping it up for a long time, and by and large, at the city level, Brisbane's not done tremendously well in comparison with its peers down south. But there have been pockets of Brisbane, there have been suburbs in Brisbane that have done really well. Let's say all the way back from 2015 down now into 2020, over the last 5 years, there have been parts of Brisbane that have, in those 5 years, grown by $50,000, $100,000, $150,000, and I'm not talking about $1 million suburbs here. So I'm just making the point that when you start suburb selection, don't say, look, Brisbane has flatlined, I'm not going to look at there at all. Always start at the suburb level. There's around 15,000 suburbs across Australia. Around 3,000 of them are statistically reliable, which means that there's enough data, enough sales to make the stats, you can have confidence on those statistics. Start at the suburb level, and then also make sure that the city or the local government area, that geography is going to do well as well, but that's not where you start. Of course, city factors are important, like forward job advertisements, a really good leading indicator of how the economy is faring in a particular city, but start at the suburb level. The city may do well, the city may not do well. A specific suburb within that city may still do well and buck the trend. In fact, there's a lot of cases that happen. So I just that's basically all I wanted to say today. Don't discount whole chunks of Australia based on that aggregate data. All right, have a good day, guys, and hopefully that was useful. See you later.